welcome everyone to round 3, the final round of June 25th Star Wars Unlimited Locals Night over at Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. If you guys are looking for a place to play some Star Wars Unlimited, check out Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Thursday nights, 6 p.m., $5 entry. As well, this is our final game in the Law format. When we return to Locals after this, we will be in the Ash format. So new format, PogChamp, new format, PogChamp. So with that said, our two decks are the Dedra Yellow aggro version that won round number 2 against my Han JTL Red against Krennic Yellow, kind of the version that plays the best for Krennic right now. It's kind of fun to see that the final video of the Law Locals recap is Krennic Yellow. I did see a Krennic Yellow at a PQ recently. That live stream, of course, is up on the channel if you guys are curious to watch. We did have that deck on the channel, on the live stream, so that was quite fun. But nonetheless, it's a very interesting leader. Krennic states on his front action tap and defeat a friendly unit, and if you do, create a credit token. He flips on 7, and then you may target a unit you control and then deal damage equal to a non-leader unit you control, and it deals its power as damage to one of your opponent's units. So the gimmick of Krennic is that you're going to kill your own stuff to create credit tokens, and that's just what you do. He's a lot better probably in Eternal, and he's quite fun in Twin Suns as well. I did a Twin Suns with him and JTL Thrawn, where you can double tap all your win defeated guys because you can easily just defeat them with Thrawn. It was a very fun deck because you got a bunch of credit tokens and then you can spam out all your 10 cost guys out for free, and it's just a lot of fun. So the whole kind of gimmick of Krennic is that you're kind of going to ramp, be able to kill your stuff, get credit tokens, and you're going to be able to spam out just a little bit faster your big drops. But we'll have to kind of see what happens here. If you want my guess based on the timestamp of this video of how long my camera was recording, I think the Dedra aggro is probably going to beat down the Krennic Yellow. But you never know. Maybe Krennic does get it in the end. We'll have to see as we go into game number 1. Well, here we go, folks. Game number 1. We're going to have a nil Storm Sower, and then my opponents and our Krennic players immediately going to take the initiative. Ooh, you hate to see it. Anyways, 2-0 Storm Sowers there, both coming down with, of course, with hidden and being 2/2s on the board. Say we're going to have swing 2 damage, then we're going to go for a Beguile to immediately bounce 1 back to the hand there, and then showcase the hand. A pretty good looking hand so far. Anyways, we're going to go for a nil Storm Sower, and then we're going to go for a wing on the ground, but actually a wing in space, and then a Storm Raider. So I do not see Krennic coming out of this one. The ground has just decided to pop up with 2/2. 3, and then Dedra is going to be able to come out here very soon. Anyways, we're going to go for Expendable Mercenary. On defeat, added to your card as a resource. That does allow for Krennic to resource 1. We're going to go for the Dedra to deal, I believe, 2 damage to it. Doesn't really matter because then Krennic is just going to kill it to get a credit token. And then we're going to take a whole bunch of just straight up damage here, and then Dedra is going to swing. Depending on, I don't know if it got its raid. Then we're going to go for another nil Storm Sower, and I don't see any way for Krennic to get out of this one, even with the ramp, because right now Dedra has taken a damage point to her body. Oh, it just feels so bad when Krennic can't do anything. We're going to go for a Marauder there. To immediately be able to kill the Dedra. Not that actually he's going to do much, because it does have ambush on the attack. Then we're going to have all of this just attack, because my opponent is going to have to take the initiative. And then we're going to have what I believe is, I'm not completely sure what is even in the glare there at all. So yeah. Looks like they did resource the top card of their deck for playing that. I'm not sure what that was that resourced the top card. Oh, it was the broken tooth. That's what it is. If you control fewer cards than your opponent, resource the top card of your deck. Or if you control fewer resources than your opponent. No, it's if you control fewer resources than your opponent, you can resource the top card of your deck. So we're just going to have the Marauder there attack, and then we're going to go Max Rebo! We both now get 2 regrouping phases. We're going to go for, of course, the Dedra trigger. Then we're just going to have the A-Wing. We actually took the Dedra trigger back because the A-Wing actually does win the game from there. So, game number 1 was real, by no surprise, when Krennic can't even start until turn number 4, doing everything while Dedra decided to be super aggro and spam the board. What did you expect to see? A win from Director Krennic? No! Anyways, we're going into game number 2. Here we go, folks. Game number 2. Let's see how it's all going to come to an end as we go for the Kajimis. To then bring out, of course, a TIE token. We're going to have a first order Stormtrooper. We're going to kill off the TIE token, then immediately create a credit token. Then we're going to go for a nil Storm Sower as well onto the ground. Again, remember, Krennic can kill any unit on your board state to gain a credit token. It's just really nice when you do with Expend a Mercenary because you're capable of getting a free resource attached to your guy. So anyways, we're going to go for a Beguile, and then that's going to bounce back that card in the hand. We do have a Stygian Prime. We did showcase our hand as well. Then we're going to go for a nil, and then we're going to swing, 1 damage from the Kajimi. And then we're going to kill the Kajimi to make a credit token. Anyways, then we're going to add a Storm Raider and a Screeching TIE Fighter to the board. I still don't see how Krennic's going to win this one. This is still very much out of his hands. We do have the Knight there to immediately be able to block, but that isn't going to be able to do much at all here. I do think we have a stockpile in hand as well, so you can reduce the play cost of stockpile to get it down to 5. But at 4, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be able to play at all. So this may just be the end of Krennic. We are going to go for the stockpile there, and then we're going to resource it and the top card of our deck as well. I do believe stockpile there was played very much illegally because stockpile was a 4. They only had 1. No, I think they had 2 credit tokens, so they were able to play that. Anyways, we're going to go for Dedra. Dedra is going to come out, and then we're going to get the Sun Ferocity, and then we're just going to play a bunch of cards there. I believe the Sun Ferocity, and then whatever is there in the Glare, which is, of course, that first order card. And then, of course, we have the Storm Raider. We still have the Storm Raider, the first order Trooper, the nil. And then, oh my goodness, it's Director Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn is just going to be able to take that 2/2 body there. Again, if he does not take the unit he targeted, he just gets to restand here. Dedra is going to swing, and then we're going to go for Krennic. Krennic is going to be able to use his effect to kill off the Storm Raider, and then we're just going to have looks like no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go put Interrogation Droid to rest down the Director Krennic here, and then we're going to have 2 damage go at the base, and then 1 indirect damage going down. So Thrawn's going to take the indirect damage, then Nil Sower is going to go down, and then we're going to do a 0. Yeah, I just don't see any win condition for, of course, the Krennic here, even though his board now has some pretty beefy guys. Two beefy guys cannot deal with a board state in this format, and so that it will be just a scoop up as we throw cards onto the ground there. Again, they do have a Krennic in hand that they could have played for a blocker, but again, without a way to deal with the Screeching TIE Fighter and the Sky, that probably was going to be game then and there. So no surprise based on the timestamp, folks. No surprise really at all when these two matched up that a aggro version of Dedra was probably going to win against a slow build-up Krennic. Well, it's pretty cool to see Krennic get out there in game number 2, even though I'm not sure if stockpile was used correctly because I thought they only had 1 credit token, but they may have had 2. I may have been completely wrong on that one. I just didn't see the second credit token that was out there. But nonetheless, was it good? I don't know. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch Dedra beat Krennic down, just showing just how powerless Director Krennic really was, even in the TV show. The world's greatest project manager can't do anything, can't manage anything. So with that said, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on this last Law Locals recap, as well as your thoughts on the gameplay and the decks if you guys are going to try out either of these leaders in any coloration in the Ash format. And with that said, guys, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time. I'm on Dragons TCG.